G'day guys, John from Ruralco Water here with your weekly Southern Basin market update for August the 26th. Well, we've seen widespread rain across the Southern Basin over the last week, and with this has come welcome inflows into the storages. Our storages are now in the Southern Basin at 65% compared to 63% this same time last year. So that's a good, healthy increase and gives good security as we move into summer. In the storage situation, Menindee remains the only one that isn't increasing. It remains on the watch. It's currently got about 65 gig left in it until it reverts back to New South Wales control and it is removed from the shared resource. So this is something to keep in mind, particularly if you're a Zone 14 licence holder and you have water that you'd like to move out into the Murray. It's probably better to do that sooner rather than later. With further inflow into the major storages that we've seen over the last couple of weeks with that rainfall, we've seen strong allocations, and there's an expectation that future allocations will be good and there'll be an increase in water availability. And this has created a bit of a complex time in the allocation market. With this underlying forecast of El Niño out there, there is an expectation of potentially drying conditions in Eastern Australia, but we keep seeing rain contributed to out of the Indian Ocean with that Indian Ocean dipole. What we are seeing with this widespread rain and increasing allocations, we're seeing sellers increasingly looking to offload allocation before there's any further decrease in the allocation pricing, particularly to hedge against a drop away with further inflows. We are still seeing across New South Wales Murray and the Murrumbidgee supplementary events continue. So if you have a supplementary licence, you're able to pump that off allocation water in that supplementary event. Currently, in the temp allocation market, we're seeing pricing in Zone 7 and SA at 320 to 340. In New South Wales Murray above the choke at 215 to 220. New South Wales Murray below the choke at 310 to 330, just slightly below that Victorian pricing. In the Murrumbidgee, it's 260 to 280 and perhaps even a little bit softer in some parcels around that market. And the Goulburn, it's about 280 to 290. As I said, buyers are reconsidering their buying needs given the rainfall, and sellers are looking to move allocation at the moment to ward off any drop in prices for them. Risk of spill in the Murray remains currently at 45%. The next update is on the 10th of September in only a couple of weeks. If you're a Murray licence holder and you have water in New South Wales that you would normally move into Victoria, it's a really good time to consider doing that right now. If there is on the 10th of September an increase of that spill risk to 50% or greater, that trade barrier between Victoria and New South Wales will close. So if you were a licence holder there and you would normally move that water, talk to your local Ruralco water broker about getting that water moved across onto your Victorian licence if you plan to use it from that licence. IVTs at the moment, nothing much has changed. Murrumbidgee to Murray is closed. Murray to Murrumbidgee is open. The next Goulburn IVT is scheduled for October, and above to below choke trade remains closed. The next allocation update will be early next week. It'll be a significant one to watch given the inflows we've had over the last few weeks. There is potential that we see a decent increase in allocation across Victoria and New South Wales in general allocation accounts next week. Permanent water market, buyer interest in this market has eased a little bit in the last few weeks. However, opportunities remain for those seeking to strengthen their long-term water portfolios. There are parcels available, and with that bit of a softening of interest, there's just prices have come back from that little bit of the peak that we saw at the end of June, early July. Currently in that market, New South Wales Murray high security is around 91.50 to 92.50. Murrumbidgee high is around 8.8 to 8.9. In South Australia, we're seeing that entitlement go for 8.1 to 8.2 at the moment. In the Goulburn, it's 4,000 to 4,200. And in Victoria Murray in Zone 7, we're seeing high reliability trade from 76.50 to 78.50 at the moment. Ongoing rainfall events, like I said, have created a bit of instability in the market as sellers look to move that water on, as buyers don't need to buy yet to start irrigating, as there's plenty of water in the ground. This is a space to watch over the coming weeks as further inflows to the dam will continue to have a dampening effect on the market. As always, get in touch with your local Ruralco water broker for the latest and best advice. Thanks, and have a great week.